Oh shit, we're back. It's fucking Sonic 06 time. And this time we are actually going to beat this game. Well, the Sonic episode at least. Alright. I don't know if anybody was here for yesterday, but holy fucking shit, it was so bad. I lost like 30 minutes of progress after doing one level. Like, I had to do those fucking 3 trials, right? And then I hit the fucking, like, Kingdom Valley thing, and after 10 minutes of playing the same fucking level, I get to an auto runner where if you jump even fucking once, you will die. And you run out of lives, and then I have to go all the way back to the beginning of the first couple trials. So I'm like I'm kind of pissed off about that. But we're here to do that today. I am drinking, because I don't think I can handle this game by myself. I need something to ease the pain. So we are going to be finishing Sonic 06 tonight. The Sonic episode of Sonic 06. Who knows how long that's going to take. I'm hoping it will take not that long. Maybe 2 hours? Don't know. But I'm worried about that. But I know how to play the game at least. So all I gotta do is switch over. And we're ready. We're gaming. Look at this shit. We're already here. I gotta select the device. I can't believe that I'm gonna have to play this like for the next probably 2 weeks. But I'm 81% of the way through the story, which means if I beat Sonic's story like within an hour, I might start Shadow's story. Because Shadow's story is like before. I don't know. I think it'll be pretty easy. Maybe. Don't know.
Eggman will probably go to the ancient castle. Let's get there first and save Elise.
I need to remember how to get there. Okay. Did I buy... Oh my god, I got green gem. Tornado custom action, slow custom action, and mark speed. What? Can I buy all of the above? Oh my god! Scully's been subscribed for 12 months? That's a whole year. Holy shit. That's crazy. I can't believe you hit him with the year. Wait, how do I do the special wind thing? A whole dang year. I know. It's been a year since you first subscribed, which is kind of crazy. That's wild to me. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I was going to get this dude, this little thing up here, if the game will let me. I remember that I didn't get this. I got this before. Oh god. I got this a while ago. I don't know where I'm actually supposed to be going. I don't remember. Tails just keeps dying. Was it that big church? I don't know. I'm trying to find the old... Oh wait, no, it was this random guy that... Oh my god. There was this random guy that was like... the edge somewhere where it was just like... You want to go to the old castle? Here, I'll take you. And it was just really random, and I don't remember. It was like over here or something. Tails just keeps dying. It was like in the corner over here or something. It was like the bishop or something. It's this guy. I remember you. Yes, I am here. Okay, so I got 3 trials to do. All 3 are pretty easy. Let's see if I can do the, like, warp one. Because it was, like, the trial of love. Like, this is the trial of knowledge, which is like, hey, go to these specific ones in the fucking... Go hit all of these warps in order. Okay. And, of course, I gotta load every time. And then there was also, you gotta hit, there was one of courage where it was like, I've gotta kill everybody with no rings. And then it
Touching a
was...
warp hole will send me far away in a flash.
Fucking touching a warp hole will send me far away in a flash. Can I do this, like, first try? Oh, fuck. Do I remember which one it was? It was back, right? First try! 25 seconds, bitch! It took me like 5 minutes last time.
Hey.
Oh, hopefully this goes by really quickly. And then there was like a trial of love or whatever the fuck, where it was just like, if you have to choose between Elise and Amy. And I'm like, well, I don't know who the fuck Elise is. We've hung out like twice. And I'm supposed to like love her or something? I don't know how that works. But I'm happy that I remembered the way to go there.
Hey.
Trial of Courage. Okay. Another loading screen. Who would have guessed it? This is my second, by the way. I'm about halfway through. And I've still got 2 more. I've got 4 to do today, and it's already I'm already halfway through my second. And it's only been 12 minutes. Oh my god. I just want to like, okay. I don't want to die. That's the thing, right? I would rather not die here. Where are they? Where are the enemies? Oh, over there. On the tree.
No!
What the fuck was that? Excuse me? What was that?
Hey.
Not enough. Every time I fucking fail it, I have to reload the map. That's crazy. I can't just like restart the thing.
Hey.
What? I have to talk to him every fucking time? And then it's gonna load like 3 fucking times just to get back to that test? Oh my god. Ah! And now I gotta load again. This is why I have this. I'm here to just complain. You know, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to exist. Oh, what's this? Oh my god! I'm here! Can I jump? Oh, I killed the thing. Wow. I can't get hit by these guys because I have no rings. And I'm supposed to do it without rings. This is what worries me. I'm gonna like end up dying or something. Ew.
No!
Oh! What even hit me? What even hit me there? What the fuck was that?
Hey.
I was in the middle of an attack. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna be here for fucking ever. I'm gonna be here for the next 3 fucking hours. Oh, I did it first try last time.
Hey.
I need to save before I end up dying. Because this is going to... before I lose all of my lives. Because I need to make sure that I come back to this point if I end up game overing. Because otherwise I'm going to have to do that whole first one again. Give me a break, dude. Apparently things just die around me. Where am I going now? Well, where the fuck do I go down? Oh, spring. Of course. Less spring. I just need to avoid getting hit by these, like, fucking missiles, I think. That's what kills me. I'd like to believe. But I don't know! Don't missile me!
No!
Fuck you! Fuck this dude! Oh my god! He shot me and I died! How am I supposed to avoid that? What am I supposed to do? How do I not die there? Can you stop loading the entire game every time I fucking die? Please. Oh, this is gonna be this is going to be a stream. This is probably the angriest you guys will ever fucking see me trying to do this trial. What is this shit? Oh, I'm gonna be so this is gonna I need I'm gonna hit something. Oh god. Oh, this is not gonna be it. This is not gonna end well. Alright. We're normal. Everybody is normal. We're normaling. I'm doing everything normally.
No!
What the fuck was that? What just happened? Why didn't it lock onto the first guy that I was hitting? Why did I die? Oh no. Oh no. It's gonna I'm gonna game over. I'm gonna fucking game over and it's not gonna. Oh my god. This would be a video. You know, this shit right here, this would make a good video, I think. Just me raging, maybe. This one's empty. That one's empty. We're two in. I'm gonna cry. It's fine. I am actually very. I can take Magicka very well. Alright, bitch. Fuck you. Well, I can take whatever that is, right? You know, I can behave normally. I don't have to go out of. I don't have to be crazy or anything. I'm just, you know, doing normal behavior. Alright, bitch. Get fucking slapped. Please don't shoot me! I'm not dead! I need bitches not to shoot me, because otherwise I will cry.
No!
Why? Oh my god, why?
Hey.
Not enough? What's that supposed to mean? Why can't I kill this guy? How? Why did they think this was a good idea? How do you think this is a good idea? Who play tested this game? I want to kill them. This is not going to end well. I have to load 3 times every time I die, and every time I get shot I die. Oh my god. And you're supposed to try and go fast. That's like the whole point, because otherwise you don't get like the bonus or whatever. So like, what's the point of it all? Come on. Like, I can do normal attack. Like, it's fine up until, like, I start at getting attacked by bitches. You know? Where am I? I don't want to die. I prefer not to die. Please. Please, I beg you. No. Oh my god, I'm alive. Where is this dude? How do I kill him? I'm alive! Yippee! Oh my god. Oh. I need to hit the A button so it loads again. Oh my god. What the fuck was that shit? S rank me, please.
That was incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. Apparently. Alright, now I can save again so I don't have to do that again. I need to remember to save every time before I go into a level. Otherwise, I'm gonna just be upset. Because if I don't save, then nothing else saves for me. Like, this is the easiest trial of my life, right? All I gotta do is go talk to one of the girls, and that's it. I just have to talk to a girl, you know? Ready for this? Oh, it like sprayed over me.
Hey.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. All I gotta do is talk to a girl. Overcome the test of love. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to choose you, I think.
Sonic, I knew you would come.
I chose you this time. 9 seconds, bitch. I don't know which, like, what's the point of that, right? You just choose which one you like?
Hey.
That's your answer. I won't comment on the princesses. Take courage to choose one who carries the weight of a nation on his shoulders. With that conviction, you will overcome the obstacles that lie ahead. The way to the old castle is open. Go your way. Yippee! I did it in 9 seconds. Almost 10.
That was incredible.
I love that Sonic says that was incredible. And he's gassing himself up, you know? Alright. Kingdom Valley time. I was doing really well in Kingdom Valley. Let me save before I let the eagle carry me to Kingdom Valley. Because otherwise, everything will go wrong. Oh, so I still don't know what Tails is doing here. But we're gonna fucking Kingdom Valley it up. You know? We're here to play Kingdom Valley. I'm pretty sure Silver saves me in this part, right? Like, Silver just goes, Vine Boom. Yeah. Yeah, and ragdolls all the robots. Look at this shit. I love that they ragdoll. It's so funny to me. Okay.
You look like you're in a hurry.
I am in a hurry?
What's going on?
Have I seen... I'm pretty sure I've seen those.
Circumstances have changed.
Circumstances have changed.
I need
to rescue the princess. That makes 2 of us. And he's like, yeah, bitch, that makes 2 of us. And now I need to follow the egg carrier, whatever that means. I actually don't know what that means. I don't think I ever saw the egg carrier in the entire time I was playing this last time.
We don't have time. Let's get to Elise right away.
Hell yeah, let's get to Elise right away. Can I explode? Thank you. Alright. Oh yeah, I got style. Check it out, I got fucking style. I'm grinding away in the rails. This is definitely slower than just normal. But I'm cool like that, you know? I'm cool like that. I do cool things. Whee! I'm grinding on the wind. Oh, I really wanted to hit these guys. What? I wanted to hit the fucking rainbow ring. Whee! Ooh, I did the thing. Ah! Oh, I thought I just died. I don't know where I'm going. Where am I going? I don't know. I'm just going in a direction and hoping it's the right way. Die, please. Ooh, a checkpoint. There are a lot of there's a lot of checkpoints around here. Things go. I'm going. Ah! That's why there's checkpoints. That's why they're there. Oh, I died. Oh yeah. I forgot. I was on 0 lives the whole time. Fine. It's fine. Because I saved before going to the old castle, which means now I just gotta go to the old castle. I don't have to do those trials again. And I just gotta beat the castle. But it's fine. Oh shit, this thing glowing. This thing fucking glowing. It's because of the eagle. The eagle takes me places. I don't know what these custom gems did, like Tornado and Mark Speed or whatever the fuck. I don't know what that actually did for me. I don't know what that did for me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing.
Silver, we don't have time.
Oh
Let's get
yeah,
to Elise
break.
right away.
Can I just like ignore these guys? Oh my god, I blew everyone up! Is this faster? I think it might be. If I don't like fall off. I would rather auto segments than segments where I'm running because, you know, you can die. And that's very scary. Alright, but we're chilling. You know, we're here. I'm grinding away at... Ooh. Oh, I hit it! Let's fucking go! Hell yeah. Alright, we're gaming this time. Explode. Ah! Oh my god. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm alive. That's what matters. I'm here. Look, we're back to the point that we were at before, pretty much. Like, the checkpoint is over here. Yay! And it's basically the same time as well. Alright, let's not fall off the edge. Yeah! Oh my god, I'm alive. I'm living. I told him I was living. And there's a checkpoint here, which means, you know, everything is normal. And I got a life. I've got 6. I'm cool as hell. Where, I was gonna say, where is... Oh, I thought I missed it for a second there. Hello, bird. I'm here for your, journey. We fly now. Oh, yeah. There was like a loading screen there. I think it took me like 2.5 minutes last time. I don't remember. I do not. I don't remember. How is everybody doing today? I am drinking, so it's a good day. Oh my god, it's fucking Silver! I still don't know why he's like a thing. He's a guy that I go and use, you know. Why is he like a guy that I can fight? Or why is he a playable character? I don't really get it. I don't understand why Silver is a playable character. Alright. Ball! 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 Oh my god, I did it.
I think I can knock that structure down.
Really? Ah! Oh my god, I'm alive. I thought I screwed it up. I'm living. Ah! I blew up. There goes all of my, like, 100 rings. Ah, fuck. There goes all of my, like, 30 rings or whatever the hell. Can I kill this guy? Can I kill this guy? Can I fucking kill this guy, please? Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna go over here. What was like the point of Silver again? I don't remember. that sounds really bad. Ah! I exploded. Like, Silver has a point, right? Why is he like a guy that shows up? Oh yeah. Green. Green. At least there's a checkpoint here. I really don't want to play as Silver. When I get the chance to. Oh my god, Spike Ball. Multiple, actually. Awesome. I'm kind of gaming. Explode. Oh my god, they're not working. Did this thing fucking die? Did I kill him? How is he not dead? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can I kill him now? Yay, he's dead now. Oh yeah, these things. Telekinesis! Telekinesis. I'm telekinesis. Ooh, I have the speed. Meow, I guess. Every time I think, like, in my brain, I go, meow. Because of the fucking Sonic shit. The Sonic movie. Alright, bitches are dead. Oh, we got big bitch. I know, how you doing? Meow, yeah. Exactly, you get me. I beat the shit out of some robots. We raised something. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, the stairs. We brought the stairs back.
Hey, not bad.
And then Sonic gets to do something. Oh yeah, the bird is all chill and shit. We birding now. Back at my grandma's for 2 nights. Why? Is that a good thing for you? Or a bad thing? I don't know. Fuck up phone. I don't care that someone sent me a reel right now. I'm here to play video games.
Those enemies seem to be protecting
As much as I would love to watch this reel,
first.
I'm very preoccupied. And electrician is coming to the bathroom tomorrow, and Builder's bringing some stuff on Thursday, so yes, that's awesome. Whoa! Well, I'm gonna die! I'm not, actually, I lied. Nah, that's awesome, though. The fact that shit's getting done for you. Can I hit it? Oh my god, I hit it that time. We cheated a bit. We went a bit too quick.
Piece of cake. No sweat.
Oh yeah, rings. I don't. Is it this way? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why did I go like to the side there? That was scary.
Let's try going up.
Let's try going up. Okay, I will try going up. I don't know what that means, but we'll try going up. Fuck. I don't need rings right now. Ah, shit. Where am I? I don't know where I am. Alright, we're winning. I love playing Sonic 06. It's so fun. Oh, I missed the fucking medal! Oh, it's fine, actually, you know? You know why it's fine? Because I'm probably going to die before coming back. So, you know. I just do the normal shit, and then I'm probably gonna die in like a minute, and then I just grab the medal on the way back. Right? Because that's how this shit works. I don't know how I'm going to die, but I feel like I'm pretty sure I died a couple times before, so like I wouldn't be surprised if I decided to die again. What the fuck just happened there? Come on. Die, please. All of my rings. It wasn't worth it. Oh my god. Don't do that. That's scary. You're a bit quiet compared to the game. I shouldn't be. I feel like I'm rather loud at the moment. That might just be me. I can turn it down. It's not that hard.
Gotta be careful not to fall off here.
Oh yeah, I died here. Well, you are? Okay, well, I raised... Oh, fuck! Why didn't it lock onto the fucking rope? Oh my god. Well, I lowered it. It's fine. Damn it. I'll just run like normal. Grab that fucking thing over here and progress. Maybe... I don't even know what these do. Is that better? Is that a better volume? Because whatever you guys hear, I hear in my headset because I've got audio monitoring on. Which is probably why it was decently loud. But, you know, it's chill. I'm killing this guy. Alright, bro died. We do the funny... We blow everyone up. Alright, now it's chill time, you know? Now it's vibes. Because all I gotta do is hit the fucking, rope.
Gotta be careful not to fall off here.
Alright, we're vibing. I'm up this shit. I'm on this shit, buddy. BLAM! That was awesome. I can walk down here. Yep, there's stairs. Awesome. I love lag on my Xbox 360, dude. Oh my god, it's so fun. It's so cool when my Xbox 360 decides to lag. Because it's like an over 10-year-old console. And this game is like really shit. And optimized and shit and bad and shit. Don't shoot me while I'm riding the rails. How did I fucking miss that? Do I just not have depth perception? What the fuck was that shit? I turned on my Xbox last night and or something and it sounded like a motor or something was wrong. Yeah, no, my Xbox 360 does sound like a fucking motor. A jet engine. Can I just leave? Am I allowed to leave? Oh fuck. I am allowed to leave. Wow! I'm allowed to leave. It's fun. It's fine. Xbox 360 is older than me. Don't fucking say that. Don't. Oh my god, it's this part! Oh fuck, it's this part. Don't fucking say that it's older than you. I don't wanna think about that. Ow. Oh, great. Oh my god, I'm actually kind of gaming. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. I've made it past the fuck you place. Oh, wait, I'm running on the wall? I didn't think I'd be running. Oh, I'm alive. Oh, I'm alive. I told him I was living. Holy fucking shit. I made it past the fuck you part. Xbox 360 has been legally an adult for over a year. Oh, that's disgusting. What the fuck? What just happened? What just happened there? Excuse me? Did you guys fucking see that? What just happened? What the fuck was that? That's what I'm talking about. This shit's fucking ass, man. I thought I made it past the worst of it all. Nah, there's still bullshit or whatever that happens randomly on occasion. The fuck was that shit? Just don't run, don't fuck up, you'll die. I thought I was chill, but I'm not. I can't see, where am I, dude? Oh, I'm gonna explode, fuck! Where are the rings? I need rings. I need rings. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. I'm gonna die! What the fuck am I gonna do? I need like extra lives or whatever the fuck. I need these lives. This shit is awful. What the hell is this, man? I don't want to play. I've got like 4 attempts to do this, like, decently. I'm afraid that I'm just gonna end up running into a wall and dying. How the fuck did I not get that? Alright, we're bowling. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going somewhere. I'm just running in this direction, hoping that I'm going somewhere. No, I'm alive. I'm fine. I don't know where I'm going. I think I've made it to, like, further than I have before. I just need a couple rings and I don't die. Please. Oh, fuck. I'm like, alright, I've got rings. It was the end! The end was there the whole time. Oh my god, the end was there the whole time. I'm so upset. Look at that fucking score. I won. I did win. I did end up winning. Holy shit. I actually did win. Fuck that level in particular. Fuck that level. I don't want to play that level ever again. Fuck that. Fuck that real shit. Eggman! What's going on?
The engines are malfunctioning.
What happened?
And what's this?
What's this?
Engines now.
I don't know what this is. What's going on?
Why is this
Oh.
happening? No! We're about to crash!
We're gonna crash! Oh, shit! Oh, oh god. Well, I guess they're crashing. I don't really know what happened. Why are they crashing? What happened?
Fish.
A fish? Fish just happen. Fish happens, dude. Holy fuck. What's going on? Well, Elise fucking died. And so did Eggman. They just fucking died. Oh, hey, Silver and Blaze, which Sonic has never interacted with Blaze before. Fish always happens. That's awesome. I love Fish happens. Can we make that a meme, guys? Fish happens. With like a rotating fish gif with the like the impact font Fish happens.
Wait. There's still a way to change this.
What? What is it? Silver, I know you went back in time.
Return to an earlier point in time. We'll be able
Fucking-
to save her.
Yeah, okay, but doesn't that risk like ruining your time stream or whatever the fuck?
I understand.
Oh yeah, just time travel. Still, I don't. You just know how to use time travel with the Chaos Emerald. Chaos Emeralds know you can just time travel with Chaos Emeralds. Become the Goggler. Oh,
Chaos
oh, that's over here.
Control.
I got him right there. Chaos Control? More like Goggler Control. Are these on back? No.
Silver.
Silver!
I could handle this myself.
Keep my
Besides,
fucking
you've got somewhere to go, right?
keep my fucking Chaos Emerald for me, buddy.
I'll make sure to change Elise's fate.
What's this shit, man?
And that in turn should change your future too.
I'm the fucking Goggler. I'm the fucking Goggler. I know what I'm goggling.
Just save her.
Just save her? I can do that. My favorite gay autistic icon. Yeah, the Goggler is... I probably shouldn't say that, actually. I'm back in time! Oh my god, it's midday. Say it ain't day. Yeah, I'm not going to. Because I am neither. I was going to say... I actually don't remember what I was going to say. Something about being gay and autistic, but I'm neither of those. Let's be clear. At least, well, I'm at least undiagnosed, so... there may be a chance. But I'm undiagnosed. That's my third. We got one more. You should take up homosexuality and autism.
Soriana's lab is underneath the castle. If you can find one of the
Where am I
flowers-
going? I'm going to the lab.
Able to guide you.
Aye.
Looking for former researchers. My old man used to work at the laboratory, but he lives pretty far away now. Any other researchers? What are you talking about? Have you forgot about Lord Regis? Pretty old now, but he used to be an elite researcher in his time. Oh, I see. I was shocked when I found out you're not autistic. That's crazy to say, actually. That's wild to say. I'm at least undiagnosed. Where is my man, Lord Regis? There you are. You're looking for Solianan researchers? Well, perhaps I can help you there. I myself used to work at the Solianan laboratory. The way into the secret base? I could tell you, I suppose. I don't know how useful it would be. To enter the secret base, you need to ring the 3 bells of Soliana, but it may no longer be possible. The clasps are rusted and the bells no longer ring for as long as they used to. With a strong impact, they may still ring long enough. Oh, what the fuck? I just didn't make it? Hello? Okay, I was gonna say, let me up. I rang the bell. I'm gonna ring all... Oh! I'm dead. Do I have to do that again? Where are the 3 bells of Soliana? And also, how the hell am I supposed to ring these things? Breakdance. Sonic pussy attack. Oh, I should have used this opportunity to see if there were any other bell towers. Oh, what the fuck are you doing up there? Oh, I'm so clever. Haha. I rise. Alright, is there an... Did that fucking... That building popped out of existence when I come up here. That's crazy. I can't use this. I think... Over there is another bell tower? Maybe? I'm just assuming that I'm going the right way. There's some springs here, which means I am going the right way. Or I get one of these. You see, that's the spring tower. Spring tower? Bell tower that I need to hit. Oh yeah. I'm fucking with it. Oh shit. Oh, I almost died. Alright, we ring these shit. 3 bells! I open... How do I... Wait.
Hey.
Rang all the bells, now you can get to the lab from the temple. The temple, it's the round building surrounded by the arched pillars. I remember where that is. Maybe I remember going there. This thing, yeah. This place. I remember I was like, oh yo, I really want to come in here, but I couldn't. Now I can save, and I can jump in, and I can do the thing that I would like to do. Aquatic base. Stop the egg carrier's launch. Oh shit! We're changing fucking time! We're changing the time stream. I'll try to play 1 level with the goggle glasses on.
The battleship will take off any minute. Tails, Knuckles, let's hurry!
Where the fuck did Tails and Knuckles come from? Whoa! Oh my god, I'm alive. Ouch, I hit a wall. Woo! Ah shit, I died instead of attacking. That's fucked. Alright, bitch. Get out of here, you fucking bitch. What am I doing? Blam! Oh my god, there's a big fucking dude here. Or he's dead. It's fine.
This used to be a Soliana laboratory.
Ooh.
It looks like it was really advanced.
Really? That makes sense actually, because you know, Soliana's research is something. I don't actually know what Soliana's supposed to be researching. Nope, I got hit by missiles. That's fucked actually. Should not do that. Where the fuck am I? Oh shit, I'm doing sick tricks and shit. Oh, I did not see you jump.
This mysterious ball has a slight magnetic force.
Oh my god, mysterious balls. Is that like a ground? I'm afraid. Oh, it is a ground, okay. I'm living. What do the balls do? What them balls do? That's a wild statement to say. Oh, there was like a whole other dude. There's a whole other guy that I need to kill. Alright, am I good now? Can I progress? What's going on? Are there any other dudes that I need to... Oh, shit. There's like a whole medal there. Okay, good, yes. I can make my way through if I attack and do something. Can I get up, please? Oh my god, I'm gonna throw so fucking hard. Please! Oh wait, yeah, I can bounce. I forgot I can bounce. I always forget I can bounce. Oh, I'm getting shot at. Oh my god, I'm dead!
This used to be a Soliana lab.
Oh, I'm
Looks
fucking
like it was
dead, bro.
really
I'm dead.
advanced.
I hit this fucking ring line. Oh my. I just wanted some rings, dude. Where are my rings at? How far did I make it in the stage before fucking dying? You know, there's a game I really want to play right now, and well, not right now, but in the future, for a video or something, and it's called Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. It's like the fucking shooter. It's like a COD clone, but it's Plants vs Zombies, and I think that's really awesome. I'm a big fan of Plants vs Zombies. Not a big enough fan to like,
This mysterious ball has
do a lot of
slight
shit.
magnetic force.
But like Garden Warfare, I remember I have it on my Xbox actually. This Xbox 360, I have the original. And I'd love to play the second one with like a bunch of friends. Because it goes on sale like really often, and I feel like it'd be a very fun game. Just in general, I think, anyway. Not even with friends, just in general. But I really think I would like to play that game again. Let me the fuck up, bro! Alright, can I like hop onto one of these? Okay. I'm balling. What the fuck was that shit? Oh my god! I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm alive. Never mind. I'm chill, actually. Oh, and I missed all the rings. Awesome. Fuck's sake, dude. Oh, but there's a checkpoint. That's fine.
If I get on this ball, I'll be able to get over there.
I'm bowling.
Be careful not to fall.
Ooh, I'm bowling, actually. Look at me bowl. Oh, shit! The fucking lasers kill the ball. That's worth a drink. Sonic balls.
If I get on this ball,
Dear
I'll
God.
be able to.
Be careful not to fall.
I'm alive. Where'd the ball go?
Whoa!
Where'd it go? Where the fuck? Where the fuck did
If
the
I
ball
get on
go?
this ball, I'll be able to get
Rigged?
over.
It is
Careful
fucking
not to
rigged.
fall.
What was that shit? The ball fucking disappeared from my line of sight. Oh, I really want that. There's a laser. There's a freaking laser right there. I want that medal. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we're chill. I think. We gotta back it up. I don't want to go any further. Oh my god. I'm alive. Is that Tails? Is that fucking Tails over there? Tails is just waiting there? What's he doing over there? Tails! What the shit was that? What was that? What just happened?
If I get on this ball, I'll
Whoa,
be able to get you over there.
Sonic!
Be
Oh,
careful
this
not
game
to
is
fall.
so good. So good. This game is awesome. Why the fuck do I bother with this game when it's so cool? I'm gonna die! Oh, I'm alive. Oh, no, wait!
Whoa!
Fuck this stupid shit, man. Fuck that shit, man. I'm 93% of the way through. I'm literally on the cusp of it. I'm on the cusp of finishing this Sonic story. And then I don't have to play, well, I don't have to play Sonic Story ever again. I do have to play Shadow and Silvers, which is an issue. But I'm almost there. Alright, let's see if this, let's see if it's open, because I did ring the 3 bells and then save. Oh, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what those do. Oh, it is open, thank fuck. Alright, aquatic base? What? I don't even know what aquatic base means. It's just there. You know? It's under the water, please help me. I don't know if I can, like, I would like to
Battleship will
believe
take off any minute.
that this is,
Tails,
like, the
Knuckles,
last
hurry.
level of Sonic, because, like, oh, did you fucking see that? I passed through that laser like it was nothing. Oh, of course, I need to actually kill these guys for the door to open. Alright, we are actually kind of gaming right now, you know? Oh, I should not be drinking on a Tuesday when I've got work tomorrow. I mean, it is only like 6 o'clock. Well, it's almost 7, but
This
yeah.
used to be a
so-
Soliana laboratory. It looks
Silly,
like
silly man. No, it's fine.
Advanced.
It's fine. I do have work tomorrow, but like, if I can get it off tomorrow just because of a headache or whatever the fuck, or, you know, they would never think that I have drinks on a Tuesday. But I kind of need it, to be honest. This game is definitely worth the drinks. Because I don't think I could handle this game without drinks. Let's be completely honest, this game's ass. I feel like I would, like, actually cry if I had to play this game. Like, if somebody forced me to play this game, I would cry.
This mysterious ball has a slight magnetic force.
Stop talking about mysterious balls, please. I do not care for them. I would rather, like, I just want to eat them. We should do a crying stream. I don't think I could cry that much. I'm not a crier anyway. You know, I don't cry that much. I don't remember the last time I cried. I am not in touch with my emotions. Bro needs to die right now. Okay. We're alive. Everything is happening. I'm alive. I'm chilling. I'm back to the ball
If I
segment.
get on this ball, I'll be able to get over there.
I'm back to the fucking ball segment. I gotta be patient. I'm not even holding the controller right now. He's just moving. I wasn't even, like, touching the stick. I'm a crier, but you already know that. Yeah, I do know that, actually. Please make it. I'm alive. Stop. Don't. Yay. Medallion. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big crier. I'm not a big emotions user, to be honest. I try to be. Alright. Alright. I think I just gotta jump off the ball. I think that's what happened. Like, I think I fucked up that last time.
There must be a switch for the door.
There must be a
Leave it up to
switch.
me.
I think there must be a switch. Alright, get fucking bombed. You're just so alpha male. No, I'm really bad with things. Please. I don't like the fact that that's probably the worst part of me. But you know, it is what it is, and I just blow up. Fucking blow up, dude. Please, before I hit something myself. I got a ring, it's fine. I'm going to ignore you. Was that Sonic? Did Sonic just die? Explode. One up! I got 6 lives now. I almost died. I'm trying to think of cool games. Explode. Explode. It fucking exploded. Oh my god. Oh my god. Things are exploding around me everywhere. I just want rings, man. And I can't tell which ones are real and which one's fake. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Oh, actually, I have such a good idea for that. And I just haven't gotten around to, like, doing it with anybody. I really do want to play that, actually. I think it would be fun. Can I blow them up? Can I blow these dickheads up? Carpet bomb them? Yeah, bitch. Get fucking exploded. Whoa. Alright, what's the goal? Go this way? And go this way. Go over here. Hit that switch, whatever that means. Oh yeah. Hit that. Go this way. Go this way. What am I doing? Can I not get, like, a thing? I'm gonna fucking die! Bruh. What was I actually supposed to do there? What was the goal? Do I gotta kill them? Oh my god, you motherfucker, you just... You... I'm gonna blow up. Why can't I get up there? Explode. Oh shit. Oh, it's gonna be one of those fucking days, isn't it? Bruh. Bruh, I can't even see the camera. The camera is a physical object. Why didn't that, like, do anything? You know, I'm trying to blow them up. I can aim at them? What the fuck? I can do like a first-person shooter shit? That's awesome. Hold on. I hope you explode. Yeah! Perfect! My aim training comes in handy. I've never aim trained in my life. I'm getting radicals and stuff. That's the switch. I am Sonic the Hedgehog. Where the fuck do I go?
Dang it! When the door opens, it activates takes the Robux.
Really? Oh, really? I didn't know that because no door is opened yet. Bitch. Ooh. Apparently I get to play as Knuckles in one of these?
No sweat.
Ooh, yes. Oh my god, please. Whoo. Whoo. Loading screen. There's got to be one more, like, boss. There has to be a final boss at the end of all of this. You motherfucker. Oh, you motherfuckers. There's got to be like a final boss at the end of the Sonic episode, or whatever the fuck that means. Ooh, I'm going all the way over here. How nice of them. It's just taking me all the way. Oh, what the fuck? It didn't take me all the way? That's a lie. Alright, let's check this fucking shit out. BAM! I got one life. Ah, shit. As long as I don't fuck up with my, Bruh, what? Fuck you, bitch. Wait, no, I'm going back the way I came. How did I do that? That was awesome. I want that. Oh, that's kind of sick, actually, how you just, like, break through the fucking, like, layers of defense that this base has, or whatever. Ow. Asshole. Okay, what is going on here? Bitches are exploding in my face, and I don't like that.
I'll go on ahead.
Knuckles? Where the fuck did you come from? Where do I even go with this dude? Fucking Knuckle Buster! I think that's what they call his special fucking move. Special fucking attack. Ooh, I need like lives, otherwise I'm going to die. Alright, I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just going in a direction and hope that I don't die. Alright, that thing activated, so I'm assuming that I've got to head over to like all of these. I can climb! The world is a good place! That looks like a switch. Click.
Thanks.
That was it. Oh. That was it. That's all I needed to do. The fuck? What kind of shit was that? What the fuck was that shit? Oh, wait, no, I want to get on that actually. Yum. Oh no! Oh, what the fuck? What happened? Alright, I better be near the end of the level, to be honest. There's no way I'm not near the end of the level. I've got to be so fucking close! There's more of them! I've got to be, like, right next to the end of the level right now. Like, there's no way that I'm not, like, right there. It's fine. I'm normal. As long as I don't get fucking hit, like, multiple times and die and all that shit.
Piece of cake. No sweat.
That would be bad. What does that mean? Is that like a bad thing? area shutdown system. I got one ring and a dream. Do you guys wanna guess how close I am to my Shiny the Vindex completion? I'll give you a hint. I'm like pretty close actually. And by pretty close I mean like relatively, you know, surprisingly closer than I thought I would be. Because I want to make I want to do a Pokemon Shiny the Vindex before I before Pokemon Legends ZA comes out. And I've been working on that since October, I would say. 70% close? No, you would. It's lower, unfortunately. Pokemon Zaza, yeah. I am really looking forward to that game. When that game comes out, I will be streaming it like day one, and consistently. Like that is probably the only game I will be streaming for the next week after that game comes out. Thank God I beat that level. But it's not 70%. Try lower.
Just made it.
40 higher. I could be specific, and you say that that's pretty close. 50? I will... Look, the exact number is about, like, 49%. So, 50... I will take 50. But, because you would not get 49. I technically have 486 out of 992 currently, which is about 49%. Yeah, 49. Which I am currently, like... I've been playing Scarlet and Violet, and playing Violet is crazy because you get so many shinies in 30 minutes if you just set up a fucking sandwich. Like, after playing Sonic 06 last night and rage quitting, I literally, like... Oh shit, the music pops off. I popped, like, an electric sandwich in Area 0 and literally got, like... You know, 2 of the Paradox Pokemon Iron... I think it was... I got Iron Bundle. I got Iron... Whatever the Tyranitar one is. You know, I got a bunch of cool shit. And I got a Pawmi. Sonic's here? What the fuck? He was here the whole time? Throw hands with Eggman!
It's about to crash. Too bad, Eggman.
I'm not finished yet.
What is that supposed to mean? Do I actually get to just throw hands with Eggman? Like, physically? Can you imagine a fucking Sonic game where you throw hands with Eggman?
Way, you pesky little hedgehog. Very well. I'll take you
Egg
on
Wyvern. Oh shit, like I'm actually fighting Eggman? I thought I was joking. I actually have to defeat Dr. Eggman. Dr. Eggman is the last boss, I think. I think this dude is the last guy that I need to fight.
Right back at you. I'll finish this here.
The question is, what do I do? You know, he's pretty chill, I think. You know, he's very chill. Like, I'm just... Ooh. There are, like, explosive things on the ground? Oh shit, there's, like, lasers or whatever. What do I... How do I...
Here I come, Sonic.
How do I kill this guy? You missed. Like, what was that?
As long as that canopy is protecting the cockpit, it'll be hard to attack Eggman directly.
No shit, buddy. Oh, I guess I'm riding Eggman. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm... Oh, I blew up something, I think. I ran into stuff. What am I doing? The fuck was that? The fuck? Where is he? I can't see him. Shit's not locked. I was gonna say shit wasn't locked on for me. The camera is dog shit and I hate it. Haha, imagine winning. What kind of...
Here I come, Sonic.
Really? Oop, I did not do my homing attack in time. Oh fuck, wait, if I die here, if I like lose my life twice, it's so Jova. What the fuck was that? Yeah, if I lose my life twice in a row, I'm gonna like lose because I'm gonna have to do that other one again. That other stage again, and I don't want to. At least like Bro's really easy. Like I think this is supposed to be like the final boss, but I'm having no real trouble. Can I start over without losing a life?
Sonic.
Okay, I've got him. I don't know what I'm supposed to be aiming for, but I'm flying around. Oh, can I hit that? What am I aiming for? Oh, I did the thing. I did something.
Sonic, get away from the target.
What
He's
target?
going to take out the entire foothold.
What? Oh shit, he's like removing stage elements that I've never been on in my life. That's crazy. You can do that? How can you, why can you hit like the things that I drive you into anyway without dying? Or without taking damage? I think that's bullshit. Alright, motherfucker.
Sonic.
I need to somehow time this right. Okay. I think I'm really bad at timing this or something. Okay. So you're a third of your health down. I need to kill him. I need to hit him 6 times. Dang, I almost ran off. Jesus Christ. Oh. You're not the lich. You can't just say that. I'm chill. What are you doing, man? I'm kind of just chilling. What the fuck just hit me?
Take this.
What the fuck actually just hit me there? Like, I was just chilling. Bro just decided to throw like a missile above me or something? I don't really know. What? Huh? I need to keep that one ring there.
Wrong, Sonic.
I need as many rings as I possibly can, so I can take as much, like, hits as I can. Okay. Do it again. Let's hit this random... There we go.
The canopy.
Oh, the canopy!
Hey, Eggman, what's the matter?
Yeah, what's the matter, bitch?
I'm just getting
What am I doing? What's the plan? What's going on? I don't really, I don't know what's going on. What's poppin'? What's poppin', Eggman? I don't know what I'm supposed to be actually doing. I'm kind of just blowing you up, but whatever. Oh my god. I mean, I can fucking try. I don't know what you're attacking with. Oh, I can easily dodge that, bro.
Those robots coming from the cockpit.
Probably.
If I use them.
Fuck! I just ran off! Oh, I have to do that whole thing again!
Doesn't it look like the antenna on the robot that attacked us in the desert?
Who the fuck is talking right now? Is that Elise? Was that Elise talking? I've got no clue. Oh, I've got one life to kill this dude with.
Here I come, Sonic.
Whoa, I can't say that. What? Okay, I thought I was screwed.
As long as that canopy is protecting the cockpit, it'll be hard to attack Eggman directly.
Yeah. Why? I swear I'm like homing attacking on this dude. This is gonna be a fight of the century. I really don't want to do that fight again. You think I can quit? you think I can quit and I don't have to do that stage again? Because I really, really want to save right now, and I don't know... Like, if I save, do I have to do the thing... Like, if I quit, do I have to do the thing again? Because I really don't want to do that stage again.
Here I come, Sonic.
But I've only got one life. Okay, I don't know why I didn't grab a hold of them before, but... Ooh, there's a thing there. I didn't get it. Eggman, stop controlling things. Oh, I forgot it's like inverted or whatever the fuck, so I can't like control him properly. Where's my oh, fuck yeah, I got him. I hit him once. Okay.
Sonic, get away from the target. He's going to take out the entire foothold.
Crazy that he's gonna take out the entire foothold. I really want to be done with this, to be honest. I don't want to play this fucking bullshit anymore. I'm so done with it. Oh, fuck. I'm going to stand here and wait for him to attack, so I don't have to deal with it.
Here I come, Sonic.
Alright, we ball. We're balling this time. Are there any... Ooh, there's things everywhere. How do I attack him as Eggman? You know, I heard that there were robots coming out of his cockpit or whatever, but like... I just want to like, kill him. You know? I want him to end. I want his life to end. That's my goal. Don't laugh at me, prick. So ready.
Take this.
Oh wow, the middle is like completely normal. Alright, I gotta lock in,
Come, Sonic.
I think. Die. Why?
What's wrong, Sonic?
Why did that happen? Oh, I'm so mad. Oh my god. How did I not lock onto his, like, fucking thing? There we go! Alright. I have my dinner as well, so after I finish, I can eat my dinner. Where are all of the bombs? Where are the bombs? Oh, here we go. What? Oh no, I'm gonna have to do this whole thing again, because he's gonna knock me out! Whoa! What was that? What the fuck was that? What the actual shit was that? How? How? Why? I need to go to the bathroom. But I will be right back. And I'm going to complain so much. Alright, we're so back. And I'm going to beat this fucking boss. I think I'm gonna have to do that entire thing again. I'm not sure. But we'll find out. Oh shit! I only just have to beat the boss. I can just continue. Holy shit, I don't have to beat that fucking aquatic base stage again. This is great. I'm alive. I'm chilling. I'm enjoying it. I have my dinner.
Right back at you. I'll finish this here.
Pasta carbonara. Oh shit. And it's nice and warm, and I wish I didn't have to play this game so I could just eat it in peace, but you know, it is what it is. I hope everybody else, if you're having dinner right now, or if you're going to have dinner, it will be really good. What the fuck was that? How? What am I supposed to kill this guy? If any attack that I do just fucks everything. Okay, there we go. Maybe I'm just doing it too late. Is that like the whole concept of whatever I'm doing right now? And there's also the fact that nothing ever shows up. Oh my god, I missed! Where are all the bombs? What is this shit? What am I supposed to do if there are no bombs anywhere? I'm just here, I'm chilling. I fucking stood up. And I was like, oh fuck, I am drunk. But, you know, I'm chilling. How you doing, Squawk? Alright, can I kill this guy? Please tell me I can kill this guy. I need to run him into a fucking missile or bomb or whatever. I'm alive.
Sonic, get away from the target. He's
What
going
fucking
to take
target?
the entire foothold.
He's gonna take out the entire foothold. That thing over there? Bro's chilling. You know, nothing bad has ever happened to me right now. Alright, I just need to chill. Hello, hi, hello, hello. I am at the final boss of Sonic 06 Sonic episode, or whatever the fuck it's called. So I'm hoping that I can finish this really quickly. Why? I love Sonic 06. I don't, Dawn. I really don't. I'm having a horrible time right now because this game does not want to function in any way, shape, or form. Can I blow this guy up? Okay, thank you. How you doing, Dawn? I don't know if you can tell, but I've had a couple of these. Fall when I'm the bitch. Don't laugh at me like that. I'm almost done with my fourth, and that's all I had. Whoa, 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 whoa! What the fuck is going on? Things are trying to, like, explode me or something? Mechanical Dragon, that's my favorite character in Sonic 06. Yeah. Yeah. Egg Wyvern? My favorite character. Can we add this to the Supernova quiz? Can we add... Feel good just waiting for dinner and prepping for stream tonight? Hell yeah. I just got handed my dinner maybe like 3 seconds ago, which is pasta carbonara.
What's the matter?
And I'm really sad that I don't get to eat it warm just because, you know, I'm currently playing this game and crying about it. Oh no, those rings are gonna fucking disappear! Carbonara's goated? I know. Carbonara is like one of the... Oh, I exploded. My favorite... Carbonara is like one of my favorite pastas. Oh! I'm alive. Oh no, I'm not.
Those robots coming from the cockpit. If I
No, there fucking isn't. Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. Same for real. It's carbonara and, like, obviously the classic spaghetti. You know, those two are my classics. Spaghetti and a meatball, or, like, I don't know if you've heard the phrase wag sketty dawn. That shit goes hard. Oh, what the fuck? He's like cock-blocked both of my rings? I can't get them now, and now I have to worry. Oh my god! All of the rings just fell off! I'm so dead! It's over! Spaghetti incidents, but it's wag sketty. Yeah. No, I'm so screwed. I'm gonna crash out! I'm gonna fucking crash! I'm gonna kill someone. Holy fuck. Don't know if you can tell. Yeah, no, I'm normal.
Here I come, Sonic.
I'm pretty normal, actually, you know? What the fuck was that? Like, I literally did the homing attack to not
As long as
lose.
that canopy is protecting the cockpit,
bullshit.
it'll be hard to attack Eggman directly.
Oh shit. Okay, there we go. I'm alive. Alright, now I need to hit the bomb. Oh my god, I can't hit anything. Please! I just want to hit these fucking bombs! Fucking see that? I hit the bomb and it said no. Turn around, please. Bro's saying no, and I'm having the worst time of my life. Eggman is a bitch. Let's be real. I would love to play. I've got like so many games in mind that I'd love to play, but like I need people to play them with me. I'd love to do like a Hat in Time online party. What the fuck is that shit? Yeah, I'd love to play Hat in Time again. I'd love to play Hat in Time again. For like the second time, or the third time on stream. 10 times good. But I also, as I said before, I want to play Garden Warfare. Like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. I should fully finish Hat in Time one of these days and play the multiplayer. Yes, Dawn! What do you... How are we friends if you haven't fucking finished Hat in Time? What the fuck? How are we friends? That game is literally my favorite game. This is bullshit. How have we not finished it? Nah. It's chill. You know. I really like Hat in Time, as probably you could tell from like the shirts that I wear and the jumper that I wear and the plushies that are back there. Oh hey, what's up, Eggman? I really like Hat in Time. It is probably one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game. And I've played a lot of games. Where are these bombs at? What the fuck was that? Please? This game is... This fucking boss is so hard to, like, attack. But I'd love to play, like, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, like, 2 on stream, or, like, as a video, because that seems like a game that I, like, that's a shooter, right? Played it on stream several times. Earlier this was a co-op thing I did, then every time I play it on stream, I do a few levels, get distracted by workshop levels. Oh, no, the workshop levels are actually, like, insane. I wanted to do, like, a video series on the workshop levels once. I didn't get around to it. I downloaded like a bunch of workshop levels, and I wanted to do like an actual series of me, like a stream or whatever, just playing through workshop levels. I never got around to it, but there's like a lot of bangers out there. Can I hit him? No, my god. Please? No? Where are these like bombs at? Why can't I hit anything in my life? Dog shit. Oh, they were right there. Spent all stream trying to finish a Rainbow Road level and a Sonic level. That sounds accurate. I would also love to try out those like mods where you play as Mario 64 Mario in like a bunch of games. Like I know they made like a mod where you play Mario 64 in Sonic Generations. I'd love to play that. See if I can like do anything with it. Because they ported like a bunch of Mario 64, like the Mario 64 moveset to a bunch of games. I just perma have Wing Cap or Sonic Cap on. Sometimes joke of Persona 5. You know what? So valid for that. Alright. I just gotta, like, head bash a bomb once. Okay. We're vibing.
Hey, Eggman.
I'd love to do, like, a Hat in Time online multiplayer.
I'm just getting started.
Like, one of those, like, lobbies or whatever for online multiplayer. I feel like that would be awesome. Oh my god, I gotta hit these. I need those rings. Oh, shit, wait. There's, like, no more rings on the platform. Uh-oh. Oh, that's fine, actually. I exploded or whatever the fuck. It's fine. Can I avoid it? Probably. Probably. Maybe I'll do it for Everyday August. I feel like I tried to do it for Everyday August. I just never got around to it. Get fucked. Alright, I'm less than halfway. Well, I'm over halfway. What the fuck? Did he just, like, bitch slap me? What the fuck was that? The hell was that shit? When we finally do Battle Block Theater in Everyday August? Ooh, you're actually so real for that, actually. I'm down for Battle Block Theater in Everyday August. Can we do, like... Is it maximum 2-player on, like, the... I know it's maximum 2-player on the, story mode, but is it maximum 2-player on, like, levels and shit? I don't know. I don't know how many people actually own Battle Block Theater. Max 2 on story mode, 4 in battle stuff. Alright. Stop fucking attacking me! What are you making fall? What are you making fall? What the fuck? How am I supposed to live? Eggman. Oh my god, it was a penis for a second. But I'm down for Everyday August, Battle Block Theater. Can I? Probably. Yippee. It just means I have to, like, organize it. Shouldn't be that hard, actually.
This is it, Eggman.
Alright, one more hit, one more hit, one more hit, one more hit! One more hit! One more hit. One more hit. I'm going to hit him one more time. I'm so close to finishing. I'm so close to winning.
Watch out! He's still trying something.
Oh, really? Is he still trying something? That's kind of crazy, actually. Who would have guessed that he's trying to still kill me on his last leg of life? Is he, like, gonna charge me? Because I've only got one platform? Oh my god, he is. Get fucked, idiot. Woo! Sonic 06! Fuck you! I can't believe this! Yes! Look at him in his fucking chair. He's like sitting in his chair like that. And then he did you see him fucking go? Oh my god, I unlocked an achievement! Holy shit! Sonic episode cleared. Guys, I got a fucking achievement for that. That's awesome. It took me 8 minutes! For a C.
No problem.
It took me 8 minutes for a fucking C rank. How am I supposed to get an S rank on that shit? I don't get it. But is that's it? I'm done with Sonic episode. This is huge. Oh. Yes! I'm free! Well, that took about as long as I thought it would to beat Sonic 06 Sonic Story. I still got Shadow and Silver to go. So I'm technically about 1/3 through the game, which, you know, that's pretty good. I've still got, like... Because I still have to play tomorrow, right? I'm streaming tomorrow, unless, like, for some reason... Right, so, my, at work, one of my coworkers has COVID. So, like, I might just end up getting COVID, depending on, like, because I felt like shit the last couple of days. Like, I've had a headache every time I wake up. But, like, if for some reason I just wake up tomorrow and I have COVID, I won't stream tomorrow and I'll let the Discord know. But I will, as I'm feeling right now, I will be streaming tomorrow. To find out. But yeah, I'll probably be starting Shadow Story tomorrow. And we'll probably next week finish Shadow Story and then move on to Silver Story. And then hopefully another week goes by and we'll finish Silver Story. We can beat this game and then we can move on to actually good Sonic games. Games that actually, like, feel good to play. Because most Sonic games feel good to play, it's just the actual, like, gameplay that's garbage. Like, this game feels garbage to play. And it's mostly the loading screens, and it's also the, like, homing attack, like, most of the delay, like, the end delay of chaining moves. Like, you have to wait, like, a whole second for, like, the homing attack to homing attack again after a homing attack, which is bullshit, I think. But, yeah, I think I'm just going to end now. Well, I'm done with Sonic Story, and I kind of want to just start Shadow Story in a new stream, so tomorrow I'll be doing Shadow Story. I still don't know what, like, all the silver medals do and all that stuff. I don't really know what any of this shit is, like, specifically. But, yeah. I want to say Sonic 06 is, like, better than most games, but so far, Sonic 06 is actually the worst game I've played out of every Sonic game, which includes Sonic Adventure and Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog, it was at least, like, a Sonic game where you could, like, do the levels and stuff. This shit is loading screen central, and, like, I don't know how many levels of actual gameplay there was. There was, like, 6 or 7 actual levels. Which, you know, is not a good thing. Personally. But yeah, I think it was fun. I think it's crazy to say. Actually, no, it isn't crazy to say that I would prefer Sonic Adventure 2 over this. Because I actually know what to expect from Sonic Adventure 2, and I can play it to the best of my ability. And I actually know how to play that game. Compared to this game where, like, the game actively tries to not let you play it. Right? At least we get the fucking His World, you know? His World! It's so good. His World is still one of the best Sonic songs, I think. Like, it's so good. I love His World. I did the whole Sonic tier list, vocals tier list in Everyday August. Like, back on the first day of Everyday August last year, if you want to check it out. I don't really remember what I put everywhere. I know it's banned in a couple countries because obviously copyright because of the Sonic OVA, I think. But yeah. Can you imagine so many people worked on this game and it still turned out the way it was? Because I know this game was rushed, which, you know, fair enough. This game gets, like, most Sonic games get rushed anyway. I am actually curious on what the next Sonic game is going to look like. I wonder, like, by the time I get to the end of all the Sonic games that I have to play, the next one's going to be out, probably. I feel like I'm going to time it really well. But I still have to play Resident Evil 5 with Nuki. And probably 6. I'll probably play 6 with Nuki as well. So I really want to get on that as soon as possible. But Nuki is starting a new job, so obviously, you know, I would rather have Nuki settle into a new job than just be like, hey, play a game with me every night for like 4 nights in a row. But yeah, yeah, Sonic 06 will continue tomorrow with Shadow the Hedgehog's story. I'm dreading playing Silver's story because Silver is like asked to play. How dare they be employed? Hey, I'm employed. Hopefully for not much longer, but I am employed, and I still have to do this shit. But yeah, how dare they actually like get a job and have to pay their bills? Fucked up. But yeah, I love. Oh, I forgot. We're gonna hear All Hail Shadow. How dare you have a job? Listen, I'm waiting for back pay to hit my job, because technically I'm owed back pay. I gotta wait for my new contract to go through. When that goes through and I get my back pay, as soon as the back pay hits my account, I'm quitting my job. That's what's happening. I've said this to my mother. I've said this to a couple of employees, like co-workers at my job. That's what's happening, right? That's what I'm going to do. Who knows when that back pay is going to hit my account? Hopefully in the next 2 months. Fingers crossed. It'd be really nice to get it before my birthday, basically. Yes, please let me save. I would love to save. But yes, we are 100% through with Sonic. Holy shit, I fucking hate this game. And I've still got to play through Shadows and Silvers, and then we can get to the final one. But next time, tomorrow, on Wednesday at 6 PM Australian Western Standard Time, we will be playing through Shadow, the fucking Hedgehog's story mode. I'm just gonna end, because I'm tired, and I think I need to help my mum with coding questions. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here, and I will see you guys tomorrow.